NBA Today.
To put it plainly, it was a big Apple beatdown last night at the Garden. Jalen Brunson and the Knicks hosting Game 1 versus the Sixers. We'll start here, under 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Brunson goes at Paul George, shoots the midi.
I would say it was a longie.
Okay. Under 2 minutes left the first. Kelly Oubre Jr. goes for the layup. He gets blocked by Anunoby. Anunoby has the ball on the other end.
OG is really having a great start to this postseason.
9 minutes left the second. Josh Hart strips the ball, gets it to Bridges. Fast break finish. Anunoby and Bridges, first duo to each average 20 points, 75% field goal percentage in the same two-game span.
Now that's 3 and D.
Here's Brunson.
That's a midi.
I would say that's more like
a floater. Okay,
yeah,
you're
push
right.
shot even.
All right, it's 1-1. Who will win the next?
Final seconds of the second quarter. Mikal Bridges kicks it out to Brunson.
What do you call that one?
3 ball. As the clock expires, Brunson 5 straight 35-point games versus the Sixers.
He had to go to the bathroom. He's like, get out of my way.
Tied with Jordan for the longest streak of all time. That's always good. 7 minutes left in the third. Towns sets the screen, gets the ball back, and a triple for Cat. The Knicks go on to dominate the Sixers 137-98. New York's 39-point win, its largest in a home playoff game in franchise history, and second largest in a playoff game behind their 51-point win over the Hawks in Game 6 just a few days ago this postseason. Jalen Brunson was with SVP last night and spoke about the blowout wins.
I don't think it's sustainable for us to keep thinking we're going to win by so much.
Sure.
I think we have the confidence to win. But I think most importantly, just having the right mindset, making sure we're paying attention to the little details. All the little things matter, and just can't lose sight of the main thing and staying focused.
We're playing well, but it doesn't mean anything if we can't find a way to get 3 more wins. So we just got to stick to the task at hand. What you said is the last 4 games. The key word is last. It doesn't have anything to do with the next 3, 4, 5, 6. We got to stay locked in and be disciplined and execute at a high level.
Oh, no. The key word right here for New York Knicks fans from me is I'm sorry. I was wrong. I was seduced by the Philly Game 7 special, and I thought that maybe on paper they had more talent. No. I will have to bow down to this game changer, big body Brunson, because over the last 3 games, he's averaged 30 on 62% shooting, and he does his damage off of the dribble. Great screen by Josh Hart, and there it gets to where he was hotter than anyone else on the floor in New York. He had 27 points in the first half, and guess what? This is what I like, the unselfish nature of this Knicks squad right now. Cat knows he's cooking. He gets the ball. He doesn't even look at the rim, gives it back to Brunson. Brunson, once again, gets to his mid-range. He is lethal off the dribble. This right here, I will never bet against this guy and this squad again, at least when it comes to the Eastern Conference, because they are dominant, and so is he. Jalen Brunson shot 6 for 7 on pull-ups when driving in Game 1. You're right. I should have done this. His 12 points scored on those shots are the second most in any game of his career, regular season or playoffs. I learned my lesson. New York, stand up.
So, Brian, what have the Knicks figured out during this stretch?
Well, they've just played such clean execution on offense, and it's just led to great. I mean, look, when you get hot, you get hot. But they had a really good game plan in this one. They went after Joel Embiid. Now, look, I know that Joel Embiid gets attacked regularly in the pick and roll. That has been the case since he's been in his career. But the Knicks had a purpose. Now, here he is. It's his classic drop coverage, all right? So he's going to drop back. He gets caught in no man's land. Mitch gets behind him. After that happens, now he's going to be very, very wary of Mitch. So he's going to stick with him. He's going to say, oh, man, I don't want Mitch to go back to the rim again. I'm going to go with him this time. And then he gives up a straight line drive to the rim. Look, it's one thing to have this in your lineup. This is just a basic pick and pop. Joel is slow to recover because he's been getting beat on drives. Look, it's one thing to have this in your offense. This is not like next level stuff, but having it cleanly run and executed is the pathway to getting quality offense in the postseason. And that's what the Knicks did.
And speaking of quality offense, the hub of their offense has been Karl Anthony Towns. And on that breakdown, I showed that on some plays he didn't even look at the basket because he was feeding the guy that had the hot hand in Jalen Brunson. But his playmaking, you have to appreciate and give attention to this, because this is a part of his game that I don't think many people give him enough credit. Over over the last 4 games, he's had at least 6 assists. And I believe in that span, right, he had 2 triple-doubles. Was it 4 or so? Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. He had 2 triple-doubles.
He never had a playoff game with more than 5 assists. He's had 6 for 4 games in a row.
Yeah,
and
that's
double-doubles.
the longest streak. And so finally, I'm glad sometimes you have to go through it to get to it. They went through a very difficult loss in the first-round series versus the Atlanta Hawks, and they made the requisite adjustments. And right now, this is the best version of the New York Knicks that I have seen in a very long time, at least within the last 2 years.
One thing that happened in this game, of everything that the Knicks did, Tyrese Maxey, we have not said his name. We've been talking about this game for most of the show. We have not said Tyrese Maxey's name once. That's not going to get it done. He only took 9 shots in like 27, 28 minutes. They need him to be a bigger factor. I kind of feel like with Embiid being so hot these last 3 games, all of the Philly guards, not just Maxey, were kind of looking to get Embiid going, and their game plan, I think, was to get the Knicks into foul trouble, so it did kind of work, but it took Maxey out. Maxey needs to get back to being the ball-dominant player that he's been so effectively against the Knicks in the past.
We'll see.
Fouls in New York and San Antonio. Last night, was it the gritty T-Wolves winning in San Antonio despite Wemby's defensive masterpiece in those 12 blocks, or was it the Knicks blowing the doors off the Sixers?
Look, I'm leaning more towards Minnesota defeating the San Antonio Spurs and telling my big dumb ass to go sit down somewhere because I actually picked the San Antonio Spurs to win the NBA championship. And one of the best stories in this postseason, who has been Jaden McDaniels, right, who is emerging right in front of our eyes of becoming one of the better two-way players in the game. He's already the best perimeter defender in the league, but now his offense has went to another level, and I'm looking at the spirit of this team, the confidence, and they're playing with an edge. In the San Antonio Spurs, yes, I'm overreacting. After game 1, they are in trouble. If they don't get game 2, which is a must-win, they're going to get swept. They're going to get swept. I'm telling you this now.
I hear what you're saying, but the last thing I would say to you, at least not in your face, is dumb. You know what I'm saying? Bishop, I would never say that to you in your face.
Well, I could call myself, BC, you and Jay my boys, but I could call myself dumb. You know what I mean? The 10% of the time that I'm wrong, I got to hold myself accountable.
The 10%. The 10%. That's 10%. Look, now you're being stupid, Perk. That's Perk. More with you in just a bit.
Oh, my goodness. Coming up, more NBA playoffs tonight. Cavs and Pistons, game 1. Donovan Mitchell has made the playoffs all 9 years of his career, but never a conference finals. We're going to tell you what he is saying heading into this series. Plus, WWE superstar Jacob Fatu stops by to talk about his match with his cousin Roman Reigns this weekend at Backlash. And we got some brotherly love for you after making history at the Zurich Classic a few weeks ago. Golfers Matt and Alex Fitzpatrick join us live ahead of competing in the PGA Championship.
I thought you were talking about us. You said brothers in golf. I was like, we play golf with brothers.
No, they play a different golf.
Okay.
It's a whole different game. They play real golf. I don't know what we